She called me at 6 in the morning. My husband had been sick for 14 months. I had slept in a hospital chair more nights than I could count. I had held his hand through every treatment, every setback, every quiet moment when the room felt too heavy to breathe in. And the morning he passed, before I had even gotten to the hospital, his mother had already made a phone call. Not to a grief counselor, not to a pastor, to an attorney. My name is Diane. My husband was Gerald. And this is the story of how the woman who raised him tried to erase me from everything he left behind, and how the truth refused to stay buried. Gerald and I met when we were both 44 years old. Second chances, both of us. He had been through a difficult first marriage. I had spent my 30s building a small accounting practice from nothing. We were not young and reckless. We were careful, deliberate people who chose each other with open eyes. We married in a small ceremony in his backyard. His mother, Patricia, stood in the front row in a cream-colored dress and did not smile once in any of the photographs. I noticed. I said nothing. Gerald always said his mother was simply reserved, that she would warm to me over time. She did not warm to me over time. For 11 years, Patricia made it quietly and consistently clear that I was temporary, that I had interrupted something, the family line, the story she had written for her son long before I arrived. She referred to Gerald's first wife by name at every holiday gathering. She gave his nephews Christmas gifts wrapped in paper saved from his first marriage. Small things, deliberate things, the kind of cruelty that leaves no fingerprints. Gerald saw it. He apologized for it. He drew lines she always found ways around. When he was diagnosed, something in Patricia sharpened. Like she had been waiting for an opening, Gerald updated his will 8 months before he died. He did it carefully, with an estate attorney he trusted. I was present for the signing. The will was clear. Our home, our joint savings, his investment account, and his late father's watch collection, all left to me. A separate trust was established for his 2 adult children from his first marriage, exactly as we had planned together. He signed it. The attorney notarized it. Gerald came home that afternoon and slept for 3 hours, exhausted but relieved. I did not know it would be one of the last important things he ever did. Gerald died on a Thursday in March. By Saturday, Patricia had contacted his children with news of a revised will, one signed in Gerald's final weeks, leaving me almost nothing. I found out on Sunday when Gerald's daughter called and said she thought I should know what her grandmother was telling people. I sat very still for a long time after I hung up. Then I called my attorney. What Patricia had produced was a 2-page document dated 6 weeks before Gerald's death. It left the house to his children. It left the watch collection to Patricia personally. It left me a single line, a modest sum described as recognition of our years together. The signature looked like Gerald's. The notary seal looked real. But something was wrong, and I felt it before I could name it. Gerald had been on a medication in those final 6 weeks that affected his fine motor control. His handwriting had changed. I had watched it change, had helped him sign insurance forms and birthday cards, and the small documents of a life winding down. The signature on Patricia's document was steady. Too steady. It looked like Gerald's signature from 2 years earlier. Before the medication, before the tremor in his right hand that he had learned to joke about. I told my attorney. She told me to say nothing and do nothing. Yet, that was his mistake. Patricia believed the silence meant she had won. For 18 months, we worked quietly and carefully. My attorney petitioned to contest the will on grounds of forgery and undue influence. Patricia's attorney argued the document was valid, that Gerald had experienced a period of improved health and chosen to update his wishes privately. We requested the original document for forensic handwriting analysis. Patricia's attorney delayed, then delayed again, then claimed the original had been misplaced. A copy, they said, would have to suffice. My attorney told the court that a copy would not suffice, that the deliberate unavailability of the original document was itself significant. The judge agreed. The forensic document examiner was a retired FBI analyst named Howard. He was 70 years old, meticulous, and completely without sentiment. He compared the signature on the contested document against 17 authenticated samples of Gerald's handwriting from the 14 months of his illness. His conclusion was precise and devastating. The signature on the contested will was inconsistent with Gerald's handwriting during the period in which the document claimed to have been signed. The pen pressure, the letter formation, the tremor patterns, all were absent. The signature matched Gerald's handwriting from 2 to 3 years prior to the document's claimed date. Patricia was deposed 2 weeks later. She arrived composed and prepared. What she had not prepared for was the security footage. Our estate attorney kept a digital log of all client visits. Gerald had not visited his office in the final 6 weeks of his life. He had been too ill to leave the house, but someone had accessed the office after hours on a weekend. The footage was low resolution, but the car in the parking lot was identifiable. Patricia drove a distinctive cream-colored sedan, a color she had apparently favored for decades. When Patricia's attorney saw the footage, the deposition ended early. 3 weeks later, they made a settlement offer. The contested will was withdrawn. Gerald's original will, the real one, signed with a trembling hand and a clear mind, was entered into probate without further challenge. The house was mine. The savings were mine. The watch collection came home. Gerald's watches are on a shelf in the study now, where he always kept them. Every Sunday morning, I still make coffee at the same time he used to. I still look at that shelf. He chose me carefully. He planned for me carefully. He made sure, in the quiet, deliberate way of a man who had learned not to take time for granted, that I would be provided for. No one had the right to undo that. Not even the woman who raised him. If you are fighting for what someone you loved intended for you, do not stop. The truth has a way of being more stubborn than the people trying to bury it. Subscribe to The Quiet Justice for new stories every Wednesday and Friday, because every woman's story deserves to be heard.